Hello, good evening. It's News 360 coming to you live from the News Hub here at Adesawe Kanda. I am Portia Gabo.
And my name is Kwesi Asare. Coming up in the next 60 minutes.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint
and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Food Suppliers Association members reject proposed accommodation by Buffer Stock Company until a meeting on Monday over outstanding arrears payments.
Also tonight, portions of President Akufo-Addo's audio recordings capturing his remarks about James Gyakye Quayson during campaign rally ahead of Asin North by-election played in open court to support defendants' arguments about alleged prejudicial remarks.
Also ahead in the bulletin, critical bills in Parliament to suffer as National Democratic Congress members of Parliament abort proceedings to support 3 members in court over what they describe as political persecution.
In business news tonight, financial expert Joe Jackson urges government to reject all bids for Friday's Treasury bills auctions or risk staying on the path of another domestic debt restructuring.
And elsewhere on the international front, suspected gas leak leaves 17 dead in Bosberg in South Africa. We've got the latest details of these and many more stories coming up in the next 60 minutes. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on your DSTV channel 279. You can join us with your views, comments and suggestions on any of our top stories this hour. Feel free to share with us your views. Go to any of our social media pages on Facebook and on Twitter.
The news now in detail, and the National Food Suppliers Association has rejected a proposal by the Buffer Stock Company to accommodate them until a meeting with the board on Monday, July 10. About 40 of its members who have been lodging at the premises of the company for 3 days say payment of their outstanding arrears is the only option to make them leave. Let's now cross over to the premises of the Buffer Stock Company where George Queenan is standing by. George, what is the current situation over there?
Good evening, Portia. I'm coming to you live from the National Food Buffer Stock Company here in Cantonment. It's actually day 3 of the picketing by members of the National Food Suppliers Association. But there's a new twist to this very development. The Buffer Stock Company has reacted to this. Today, the Deputy CEO was here, Kofi Amankwa, to engage leadership of the association. They put a proposal before them and they asked them to stop the picketing and that the board will be meeting them on Monday. But the leadership also made them aware that at least they need accommodation and food, which of course the company said they would take care of the accommodation, but without food. And the leadership came back to tell them that they will not budge. They will still go on with their picketing. And so there are some concerns by some of these members who I spoke to after the meeting with the Deputy CEO, Kofi Amankwa, today. So here are some of the concerns the suppliers shared.
Na omodi esika maya enu ane se ye ko se bi omuka se ye nko bi a 1 week kwanya ade a me akua santo a akwa de ha ye isi na wa wala no medi ane na esi e be ohufuo aha obi a me da meka udu fi e be da the cow they say how come you enjoy good
no se mo Monday. Again you dey at senti ase be ka ben da ben mutu ya kan so kobra be. Yeti atipa.
Yeti ya. Yenko. Esa so se Monday yenko. Ni embeji ye check. Yen franco tu anko for card ye ni ye beko. Na say ye kwaba Monday asam for. Yenko. Ya ba yo ma say ye dey.
George, are they still rejecting plans to accommodate them at a different location until that emergency meeting?
No, they're still rejecting the proposal. The second woman that spoke is Auntie Aggie. Auntie Aggie supplies schools to some secondary schools in the Eastern region, and she's owed 4 million cedis. For her, even if she goes home, she feels her life is at risk. She fears she'll even be gunned down. She's been telling stories to her creditors for the past 2 years, and you can imagine the torture that these creditors are taking her through. So it's what it is. They are not moving an inch. They've heard stories from the company for several months, and they cannot really go with this word of mouth. They fear even when they leave and come on Monday, the premises might be closed down. And the company came up to the press release where they acknowledged the indebtedness to these suppliers, and then they also, solidarized with them in this, incident. And they are saying that they've scheduled an emergency meeting, which of course has no date, and the outcome, which includes a roadmap, will be shared thereafter. And also they'll engage some relevant stakeholders, including the Ministries of Education and Finance Ministries, to come to an amicable resolution. But the members of the suppliers are aware of this very press release, and their stance is still what it is. They are not moving an inch until they are paid their money. That is the only thing that will move them from the premises of the National Food Buffer Stock Company, for sure.
George Quenin, thank you so much for the updates.
Right, Portia, let's do some politics now. And the race for who becomes the flag bearer of the governing New Patriotic Party is becoming heated after Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia took a swipe at Alan Kyerematen and his Edru Wosu slogan. Addressing delegates in the Ashanti region, Dr. Bawumia said his sacrifices for the party are unmatched and deserves to lead the party into the 2024 general elections. My colleague William Evans Inkum reports.
A rousing welcome for the Vice President, perhaps a major boost for his bid in the Ashanti region. The Majority Leader, Osei Mensah Bonsu, former MP for Subin and boss of Tor, Isaac Osei, led the NPP presidential hopeful. Chief of Agrek Enzima, Nana Boadu Nkansa Ayabuafo, openly declared his support for the Vice President. I will continue to support him spiritually and financially. Then the big statement on how he has sacrificed for the party.
Was Supreme Court because when you say who court we a politician danger of any sir 1 year or mobility me go in mass who court so no ye go in mass o political career no ashe any sir efina nipa bebre so move ko akotena box ye bisa we on there we there
when I sacrificed to stay in the dock at the Supreme Court, when they were finding excuses to defend the party at the court, no one said it is my time. Now they are saying it. Former MP for Menchia North and Ashanti Regional Campaign Coordinator of Alan Kyerematen described Dr. Bawumia's comment as frivolous.
How can a vice president say that some people ran away when they were called upon to, as it were, stand before court to defend the cause of the party? Who are those people? You couldn't mention them, but to the best of my knowledge, Nana Addo Bawumia's ticket is a joint ticket, and therefore it's one of even the cardinal reasons why the complainant grant power of attorney to Dr. Bawumia to mount in the witness box to testify.
On allegation that some MPs are being threatened for not supporting Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's bids, spokesperson for the Vice President, Dr. Gideon Buakon, said such allegations are unfounded.
If the people see that he's the hope for the party, he's the one that can break the 8 and they want to support him, we welcome that. Any other person who supports any other candidate is at liberty to do so. We have some ministers of state who are supporting other candidates. We have members of parliament who are supporting other candidates. It is true. The majority of these people are supporting the vice president.
The New Patriotic Party Vetting Committee has given an indication that not all the party's flag-bearer aspirants will make it to the next stage. The committee will present its report to the party on Monday, July 10. The former Asante Mampong legislator, Engineer Francis Adainimo, was the 10th and final aspirant to be vetted.
Accompanied by scores of party supporters, Engineer Francis Adainimo confidently walked into the Greater Accra Regional Office of the New Patriotic Party. After 2 hours of engagement, he came out convinced that his answers would propel him into the next level of the laid-down internal process. Thursday's presidential vetting was the second in his political life. For the former Asante Mampo legislator, surviving the vetting and the special electoral college voting will enhance his fortunes to lead the NPP, adding that he is the only aspirant that can render selfless services and give real hope to Ghanaians. He also hinted of a targeted campaign approach but called for a true and fair contest.
Let us see this contest as a free contest. It is not a contest for any 2-3 personalities. It is a contest for all the 10. Idea ba kwa mi hu ni say be obi members of parliament yes my endorse way no ma party nka bomu no enyina yie.
The vetting committee, chaired by former Speaker of Parliament Professor Mike Eronokwe, has meanwhile concluded the work, giving the indication that not all aspirants can make it to the next stage of the internal process.
The most important thing is that we've complied with the mandate of the National Party to ensure that anybody who has applied to be counted as a presidential aspirant has gone through the process. By Monday, we should submit our report, and by the rules and timetable, within 48 hours, if any person has been disqualified, he has the right to appeal to the National Appeals Committee before the process continues.
The committee will on Monday, July 10, present a detailed report on the vetting to the NPP General Secretary Justin Frimpong Kodia. Akuapem South MP Osei Bonsu Amwa and spokesperson for the committee gave reasons why they cautioned the aspirant not to engage the media.
So the advice was that we are not going to tell the media what had transpired here. So we expect them to do same. If you go out and say that, oh, we clap for you, you have gone to tell them that we clap for you. You will not even know that we clap for everybody. We couldn't stop anybody from talking to the media, but not to tell the media what had happened here, because we are still in the process of completing our assignment and submitting a report to the party.
The party has meanwhile scheduled August 26 for the special electoral college voting, in which 900 delegates will vote to prune the number of aspirants to 5.
Meanwhile, the vetting committee, after concluding its work, says not all aspirants will make it to Congress. They stated the obvious, didn't they? Let's go now onto Zoom and speak to a political science lecturer. Thank you very much, sir, for your time, and good to have you on News 360. What do you make of all that's come out after the vetting of all the aspirants?
Well, a very good evening to your good self, and a very good evening to our cherished viewers. I think it has been a successful process. Its success is measured by the way the aspirants themselves appeared satisfied with the process they were taken through. And from one aspirant to the other, we observe a good cheer on their face anytime they came out of the vetting room. They have accepted themselves to a very smooth process. I just want to believe that they would accept the outcome of the engagement with the committee when it is released on Monday. Good or bad, they have to show some level of maturity. Of course, take to the appeal process available for them if they are disgruntled by the decision of the committee, and not to perhaps take a move that will destroy the beauty that has characterized the stage they just crossed.
There's been a lot of allegations against party bigwigs and party executives about, bias, or if you like, an uneven playing field for the candidate. When you look at how the vetting committee has done its work, does it appear as being fair?
Well, the word equality is used advisedly, and a lawyer friend will tell you there exists no equality and that equality only exists among equals. So yes, there are some who are former ministers. You can assess equality on their level. There is a candidate among the aspirants who is a sitting vice president. There are those that carry different portfolios. So yes, the personalities may not be the same, and much as you would want to be very equal in your dealings, equality will only come when there's an establishment of equals. But that is not to say that the apparent or alleged biases is something that we should encourage. On the level of the committee, looking at the caliber of people that constituted that committee, Professor Ironokwe, a very seasoned man who wouldn't want to contradict himself or perhaps be biased for whatever reason. Other members of the committee haven't been alleged to be biased. And so I want to believe that at the level of the committee, there's been some near equity or equality of treatment to the candidates that appeared. I think where the allegation is profound is in the way the candidates have stepped onto the grounds and are campaigning. People think that people are having advantage of incumbency or the machinery is behind some people and they are alleging biases. But hey, create a constituency for yourself. If you think the machinery is on one side, go to the grassroots who are not part of the machinery, let them become part of you, and perhaps you can also secure some useful votes from there.
Professor Smart Sapon is a pollster and lecturer. Thank you very much, sir, for your time.
In more news tonight, a portion of President Akufo-Addo's audio recordings capturing his remarks about James Gyakye Quayson during a campaign rally ahead of the Assin North by-election in June was today played in open court. The audio formed part of references by lawyer for Assin North MP Chachu Chikata to support his argument about alleged prejudicial remarks against his clients. Lord Edoasare has more.
It was a full house at the Criminal Court 3 of the Accra High Court as NDC members of parliament, led by Minority Leader Ato Forson, thronged the premises after boycotting parliament to support James Gyakye Quayson. Lead counsel of the Assin North MP, Chachu Chikata, moved the motion to suspend the daily hearings of the criminal trial till the outcome of their appeal at the Court of Appeal. He argued that a refusal of their application will convey an impression of a predetermined outcome of the trial, citing prejudicial comments by the AG and the President. He subsequently played a portion of the audio of the remarks by President Akufo-Addo at the by-election asking Assin North constituents to reject his client since he was jailbound. But prosecution led by Attorney General Godfrey Yeboah-Dame objected to the motion, citing that at the time the application to void the daily hearings was made, it was in reference to the by-election which was now over. He thus prayed the court to dismiss the motion. Presiding Judge Mary Yanzu fixed July 11 to rule on the motion to stay proceedings.
In all this, is what is clear is that Ghana today does not have a Minister of Justice. We may have an Attorney General who is a principal legal advisor to the President, but we don't have a Minister of Justice. Because the man who bears that title has demonstrated time and again that he doesn't deserve that title. He doesn't understand the responsibilities that come with that title. He's not interested in doing justice. He's not interested in a fair trial. He's only interested in abusing his prosecutorial powers, in going after political opponents. But we want to serve notice to him that the NDC has been through this before. This is not the first time we are seeing this kind of witch hunts.
In the case involving former Deputy Finance Minister KCO Ato Forson, the third accused, Richard Jakpa, was unwell after showing up in court and had to be referred to the hospital for treatment, resulting in the adjournment of the trial to July 27. Lord Edoasare, TV3 News, Accra High Court.
A reminder, you're still watching News 360. This is our major news bulletin for the day. We're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on your DSTV channel 279. Now, NDC Communications Officer Sami Gyamfi has noted that the party is gearing towards probing the Attorney General Godfrey Yeboah-Dame on decisions he has taken on some judgment debts. Now, according to the NDC, they have uncovered certain decisions taken by the AG on some judgment debts. Sami Jemfi was speaking to TV3.
They were going to be through with us, the NDC would have collapsed. But here we are, formidable as ever, stronger as ever. We will go through this and we will come out successfully. But one thing is certain, that the day of reckoning, the day of accountability for Godfrey Wadame is coming. Thank you. And if that day will not come after the 2024 elections, that day will come soon, because very soon we will be holding his feet to the fire of accountability. His conduct as Attorney General, particularly in relation to his advice and recommendations on matters of some matters of judgment debts, have come to our attention. And in the coming days, we will be addressing you in the media and by extension the good people of this country on these issues. We'll be putting before you incontrovertible facts about the conduct of this Attorney General and Minister of Justice, which are inimical to the interests of the state.
And with 4 weeks to go on recess, critical bills in Parliament could suffer as 137 NDC MPs aborted proceedings to support 3 of their members in court over what they describe as political persecution. Komla Kluche reports.
So, following the boycott by the minority members of the House, sitting lasted for just about 45 minutes. The Speaker, when he came in first, suspended the House for 5 minutes, and then he had to come back again. Well, what transpired today specifically had to do with the laying of papers and also the consideration of some bills and referrals to some committees to handle it. Well, it does appear it's going to go a full haul. Ordinarily, comparing what has transpired today to the past week where the NDC MPs were in the House, they would have been in session for close to about 3 to 4 hours before the House would adjourn. But just in 45 minutes, the House has adjourned.
The rest of the questions on the order paper are direct that they will be rescheduled.
The impact of this action also means that some of the questions that ministers are supposed to answer, especially from members on the minority side, have had to be rescheduled. And this is an agreement that the leadership of the House had with the Speaker. And so some of the ministers were in the House to answer to some of the questions, but those that were specific to the minority MPs, who ordinarily are the ones who ask a lot of the questions on the floor of the House, they have had to be rescheduled. And so it means that the ministers will need to make up time to be able to come back and answer to the questions again. But business of the House, which ordinarily would have had so much work to be done on, well, there's a pause. And if this trend continues with the House that has just about some 4 weeks before the rise, it means that a lot of things will be affected.
It is sad that after the same people have made their choice and reaffirmed their choice, this Attorney General is going ahead with this political persecution. We see what the future holds.
The majority MPs have been responding to this.
It's always good that all the representatives of all the people of Ghana participate in the decision-making processes, and therefore, if they are here, the better. However, if they are not here, just as you've all witnessed, we've not been able to achieve much today, because we would always want to work alongside with them.
Rather unfortunate. I don't know where. They were elected to come and sit in Parliament. They were not elected to be accompanying people to court. Their constituents should take note that today they asked a lot of questions about their educational infrastructure, about their health infrastructure, and about tourism in their various constituencies. But they were not in Parliament to even ask those questions. The ministers were there, the answers were provided, but yet none of them were not in the chamber, in the excuse that they have accompanied somebody to court. I don't know what kind of democracy or parliamentary procedure is this, but we are watching them keen.
Now, after making significant headway in debt settlement talks with independent power producers, the Electricity Company of Ghana is set to embark on another door-to-door revenue mobilization from July 11. The company is hopeful the 2-month exercise will help to preserve its integrity against possible impact on its operations.
The debt situation of the power distributing company is still at worrying levels. Notable among them is the $1 billion debt it owes to independent power producers who control 50% of the country's energy generation mix. For organizations like the Africa Center for Energy Policy, the company's discretionary spending and poor accounting are to blame. Currently, there are at least 2 million customers using electricity without any consumption history.
This one is going to be based on households knowing who our customers are and trying to, fill that gap that we have in our customer base of people using energy and not paying for it. So essentially what it is if you calculate the number of people who are on our database and are paying and the amount of energy we need to pay back the IPPs and power generators for, it doesn't tally. It means people are on the grid using energy and not paying, and that's why we're calling it no more zero, operation zero. It means you cannot be using energy and be paying zero.
A moratorium has been granted persons consuming electricity without paying to report to ECG offices for immediate regularization of their power supply. This, among others, is expected to help the company stay in business with its debt payment and operations.
We know that some part of the problem is from us, where we've not been able to provide some infrastructure like networks, meters, and the rest. We will be looking out for people who have done illegal connections, people who have faulty meters. We are actually asking the public to also report to us because sometimes people know who these people are.
The company, in a recent revenue mobilization drive, recovered 3.1 billion cedis out of a 5.7 billion cedi debt owed by customers. The ECG has reached an agreement with independent power producers for a payment plan that covers only 35% of electricity generated.
ECG had been talking to each and every single power IPP throughout the whole period. So no, the conversations were going on. And with these things, it can never be one day and you finish. I'll make you an offer, there'll be a counter offer. And the person who's drawn the line in the sand will definitely want to drag it all the way to that day to see if he can get a better deal out of it.
For former Power Minister Dr. Kwabena Jonko, the power distributor needs to increase its efficiency to prevent financial losses. Christian Yale, TV3 News.
In more news tonight, Organized Labour says it is disappointed in management of Sunon Asogli for failing to reinstate 3 dismissed workers in spite of a directive from the Labour Commission and the sector ministry. Our Labour correspondent Daniel Opoku was at the meeting.
Today, I should say that we are very disappointed. When we left here yesterday, we were hopeful that today we will get a deal. All what management has requested, we were ready to provide. We went to National Labour Commission and reported to them. Yesterday after National Labour Commission, I was smiling when I was talking to you because I knew what had gone on. And we were all hopeful, very, very hopeful. Today we came here and the meeting didn't go as we expected. So we still have not concluded the negotiation. What that means is that our notice holds that on Monday, 10th of July 2023, all workers under organized labor will stay at home.
Doc, Sector Minister was in the meeting and still could not reach any conclusion.
He couldn't. So, my brother, what I'm saying is this, that we still have not reached conclusion. And we are very, very disappointed in management. That's all what I can say for now.
No,
we are hoping that between now and Sunday, something will happen.
There's more news coming up shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Many people think I get whatever I want because I'm a popular actress. But no, that is not true. Me Casano, Adebia mi yebiano, me shishimpe papano. And when I find it, I stick to it. My shishimenya Bell Pack tissues. Bell Pack ewe tea roll. Bell Pack tea roll. Soft, but not weak. Strong, but not hard. It is smooth. Me yusua, me hot tummy. It's just perfect. Same as the kitchen towel. What about what? What me the papaye? What me soaki? Echimu esa pepa. One Bell Pack kitchen towel lasts longer and saves you money. It's time you switch to Bell Pack today. Say your pocket tissue, table napkin, tea roll, and a kitchen towel. Bell Pack is simply the best. It's just perfect.
Nothing feels so good like Bell Pack. Who don't like chop money? Dewa Chop Money is here. Collect your chop money every morning at 8:30 a.m. by simply dialing *446# and select option 2 to play Dewa 539 Chop Money. Win 40 times your stake with Direct 2, 400 times your stake with Direct 3, and 20 times your stake with Direct 1. You can also pay your numbers to win big. You only pick your numbers from 1 to 39, so winning is easy. Win every day with Dewa 539 Direct, the only lottery that offers you the best chances of winning. Collect your chop money every morning into your mobile wallet. Dial *446# to play Dewa 539 Chop Money now. Dewa,
The business segment is brought to you by MTN, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
Good evening and welcome to the very latest in the world of business. Now, a financial expert, Joe Jackson, has urged government to reject all bids for Friday's Treasury bills auction. This, he observed, will help drive down interest rates on Treasury bills or stay on the same path that led the country to the International Monetary Fund and the Domestic Debt Exchange Program.
Government lost access to the international capital market from last year and resorted to short-term instruments like Treasury bills. The interest peaked to over 30%. After concerns were raised by analysts, government worked to drive rates down. But after government undertook a domestic debt restructuring that offered some 19% coupon rate, but now offering between 22 to 29% on T-bills,
How can a government that is unable to pay its debts on bonds that run for multiple years now say that it is accumulating debt at rates ranging from 22% to 29%? And the first question is, are we not just going through the same behavior that caused our economy to crash in the first place?
Is there something the banks know that government is not aware, as they offer from 10 to 12% on fixed deposits?
The government is buying deposits at rates more than twice that. Shouldn't that warn the public? And should they be involved in buying treasury bills at this rate, which are twice as risky, where the risk of default is that high? If the government is borrowing at this rate, it is going to crowd out lending to the private sector.
The Director of Business Operations at Dalex Finance is urging government to reject Friday's bids or risk another domestic debt restructuring.
It should reject the bids if they are too high and ask them to resubmit. The last time it happened, the government came out well. It was still able to get the money it wanted at a much lower rates, at a much lower cost to the public purse.
Elsewhere, members of the Coalition of Individual Bondholders Groups have served notice of their intention to picket at the Finance Ministry to demand the payment of their matured bonds. The groups, made up of the Ghana Individual Bondholders Forum and the Individual Bondholders Association of Ghana, are lamenting government has failed to honor a memorandum of understanding meant to guide the agreed payments plan. In an interview shortly with 3 Business, convener for the Ghana Individual Bondholders Forum, Senyo Hoshi, said government's neglect of their needs has led to the decision to protest.
We have an MOU that's been executed. There are clear terms in there which must be honored. We have done our part by coming to the table, avoiding a lot more social agitation, but rather trying to cooperate with them, trying to understand their issues and finding a win-win for both bondholders and government, as well as the broader economy. Having done that, I think the minimum that either party should be doing at this stage is honoring their word. And the word of government must be its bond. Unfortunately, we haven't seen that. We are aware that there's been quite some movement in government so far, trying to get this matter quickly resolved. It is not our default posture to go having social agitations, and there's enough tension in the country. But if government cannot wake up to its responsibility and continue to act in this manner that somewhat can be referred to as condescending, I think that the full feel of the people will be brought to bear at these doors, so that.
And in less than 24 hours, the highly anticipated Baby Fair, a one-stop shop for all childcare products, is set to begin at the Marina Mall in Accra. Organized by 3FM, the 3-day event promises to be a bustling hub for parents and guardians. Head of events at 3FM, AJ Akwaku Sapon, has been sharing scoops on what this exciting event has in store.
If you are a mother, a father, a guardian, an expectant parent or expectant mother or father, we're encouraging you to come to the 3FM Baby Fair. It has so many different things on offer. Not only do you get to shop till you drop from all the things that are necessary and relevant to you and your kids, educational material, you also get access to food, to clothing, to toys, and to fun products that will ensure that you are able to keep your kids occupied, especially in this downtime where they are all at home. And also, we have various activities planned for all the kids. We have a kids arena with bouncy castles, with face painting, with opportunities as well for parent and kids games, so that you can play together and have a bonding moment with your family. As well for families, we're encouraging you to come through with the entire gang, because we have family portraits available. So come through with the entire family, mom, dad, and show, like, at that point in time, a snapshot of how the family dynamics is. So take a picture that will last a lifetime with the entire family.
The Ghana Association of Startups is pushing for a bill to regulate activities within the startups ecosystem. Speaking to 3 Business at an innovation and entrepreneurship symposium and showcase organized by the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, President of the association maintained the bill will encourage innovation in the country.
As we speak now, my secretariat, where I sit as the Association of Ghana Startups, we've partnered other supporting institutions where we are putting together what we call the Ghana Startup Innovation Bill. So that bill is supposed to go to Parliament to become an act, hopefully very soon. That is supposed to align certain incentive framework for the startup ecosystem. So we want to ensure that, look, if somebody wants to invest into a startup ecosystem, what are the key benefits for that investor to come into the ecosystem? There's a free trade area now. Now there's an African content free trade area. The AfTA is there. How can young guys also take advantage of the AfTA to make their business on a global scale? So this is one thing that practically we have started working on it. Pushing the young guys, capacity building, training them, mentoring them, and making sure that they can be able to meet up the expectations of trading beyond the borders of Ghana.
Well, that's it for the very latest in the world of business. For more business news stories, do also visit our website. It's www.3news.com.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters. New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
SoftCare. Protect your leap.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302-200-390 or 059-692-0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Sports segment is brought to you by
Gentleman Cosmetic Range,
Bell Pack Tissues.
Real Kwampofo is here with the latest in the world of sports, and you're beginning with the GFA.
Yeah, there's a big ordinary congress on Monday, and the build-up to that is that they've released some financial statements today.
Okay. All right, give us the detail.
Well, welcome to the sports segment here on News 360, and we start off from Ghana football because early on Thursday, the Ghana Football Association released their income and expenditure for the period between 2019 and 2022. The release comes just 4 days before the ordinary congress, which is expected to take place in Kumasi. Here is a report putting aspects of the financial statements into perspective.
The association has announced a total expenditure of 128.2 million Ghana cedis and a total revenue of 130.08 million Ghana cedis, making a profit of 1.01 million Ghana cedis. The financial statements considered activities between 2019, when the Kurt Okreku-led administration took charge, and 2022. Despite the after effects of COVID-19, the association announced high levels of profit. Yet, sports journalist Jerome Autry thinks that only means more money could have been pumped into the Ghana Premier League.
Is it enough to declare profits when your league winner takes home pittance? I mean, virtually nothing compared to the sort of cost they incur in participating in your league competition. I know for a fact that the cost that clubs incur cannot be equal to what they take as prize money should a club win the competition.
Autry urges the club administrators to take advantage of Congress on Monday and lay across their financial difficulties in that period.
But the real stakeholders are the clubs. They should go to the Congress with copies and ask the relevant questions. I mean, if I own a club and I have a copy of these financials, I would want to make the necessary inputs in terms of remarks, suggestions, comments at the Congress grounds, because that is where whatever you say matters. If a club comes to the media domain and make any commentary on the financials, it will not matter. But if that club goes to Congress and say anything, if not for anything at all, it will be captured in the Congress report.
The next step is for the GFA to present its financial statement to football stakeholders at the ordinary Congress on Monday, where more details are expected to be unveiled.
Still on some more Ghana football, and Black Stars and Anderlecht midfielder Majid Ashimeru wishes Asamoah Gyan the best following the former Ghana captain's retirement from football. He also shares a touching memory of their very first encounter.
And me seeing his post about me makes me feel like really good, because this is what everyone has his or her opinion, and I felt like he said what he has to say, and me seeing his retirement, I think we need to celebrate him, and because he deserves it. He's one of the players we outside are really proud of, because like when you go outside, you mention Asamoah Gyan, everyone knows him, and I think we just celebrate him and making sure he get what he deserves from Ghana, because he really did he really did well for Ghana, and I think we should just celebrate him and making sure he get what he wants. And I was in Wafa, so I got a call up with Gideon Wager, so we went there to train with them at Accra Sports Stadium. So we were playing Rondo, and I think I did what I have to do. And after he spoke with me, but he also told me that his brother was watching the Ghana Premier League, and his brother told him about me. So he already knew something about me, and he likes what he saw when I came to the national team. So since then, he's been liking me for a long time, and I think I'm really grateful for a guy like Asamoah Gyan to really watch you and likes you.
And so that was Majid Ashimeru there celebrating Asamoah Gyan. But let's head overseas and focus on European transfers, because Paris Saint-Germain have added new players to their roster, whilst some Premier League stars have left for Spain and Germany ahead of the new season. Here's the 3 Sports transfer wrap for today.
PSG have unveiled Slovak defender Milan Skriniar after agreeing a free transfer. Skriniar, who spent 6 years at Inter, joins the French Giants on a 4-year deal. Paris Saint-Germain have unveiled recent signing Marco Asensio on a 3-year contract. The Spaniard won 16 trophies in 7 years at Real Madrid and will be reunited with former Spain coach Luis Enrique. Real Madrid have agreed a €30 million deal with Fenerbahce for Turkish midfielder Arda Güler. Güler joins Los Blancos on a 6-year contract and was identified by many clubs reportedly interested in him prior to Real Madrid's agreement. Former Chelsea skipper Cesar Azpilicueta has completed his medical with Spanish club Atletico de Madrid after signing a 2-year contract. The Spaniard returns to La Liga after his previous stint with Osasuna and will be presented on Friday. Bayer Leverkusen have agreed a €25 million deal with Arsenal for the transfer of Swiss captain Granit Xhaka. The 30-year-old has completed his medical and a long-term contract has been signed.
You can get many more of these transfer stories and rumors, as well as other sporting news, on our social media handles at 3SportsGH. My name is Uri Kwampo, and that's how we wrap up the sports segment here on News 360. Entertainment follows after this break.
Nema bema ya abrantipa. Senia nyama ehuhia ahobambonti. Eshenuma no tokoso. Senia dream nyama hokonkai. Eye ahutoswa owo ewojidemu. Utumiti no nukredi hum pampai free echire. Ye da abrantipa Gentleman Cosmetics hunya medi. Yewo activated charcoal shower gel, body lotion, eduham perfume. Iwia se hiya mantipa. Bra, beye mubako. Ye abrantipa.
Water is life. Water gives life. Water moves through nature in a never-ending cycle. Observe the beauty of water as it flows all around us, refreshing and restoring. Gaze in wonder at the stillness and beauty of nature. There's harmony in nature everywhere around you. Water revitalizes the body and keeps you going strong. Water is life. Water gives life. Drink Awake Purified Drinking Water, one for life. So relax and unwind, and in the calmness of nature, find the rest you desire. For every bottle of Awake you buy, an amount to be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA.
Mami Musa was same yansa. Mon networks are use no. I'm praying and I'm recharge ya. Munyam faswa everyone so. Ah, mabwa, kapre, way. And that's what you madi. Muntian Kabo di through. Vodafone say every Sabre a Brebia Uber recharge from 5 cities El Cobiano. Assigned with seeking up to 20% amount back cash. Our Vodafone cash so. It shock you? What did you hear say? Uber recharge. Say my Vodafone app. Vodafone cash. Credit transfer. Short code. MBA. Uradia.
Top up your airtime with 5 Ghana Cedi or more in Vodafone's double promotion and receive up to 20% of your money back straight into your Vodafone cash wallet. Recharge and cash out in the Vodafone double promotion.
Vodafone, further together.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water and powered by 3 Entertainment.
It's time now for the very latest in the world of entertainment. She's here to serve it hot and spicy. Anita.
Fakwesi.
How you doing?
I'm well, Anita.
You look so excited tonight.
I get excited when I see you.
Oh, you do, right?
Yes.
Sure. So what's coming up tonight?
Okay, so this Saturday we're gearing up for the Date Rush Pool Party.
Okay.
And also actor and playwright Fifi Coleman, he's been talking. I mean, he has a new production house, and so, yeah.
Let's hear him.
All right, my name is Anita Ikia Ikufu, and Ghanaian actor and playwright Fifi Coleman has urged stakeholders within the drama and other stage arts to churn out more quality productions to sustain the interest in theatre in Ghana. And speaking to 3 Entertainment, Fifi noted that being consistent and original will help the country export theatre arts to other parts of the world. Interestingly, drama and other stage arts have gained huge attention. According to the management of the National Theatre, there's something exciting for theatre lovers almost every weekend. This Fifi Coleman is happy about.
A very vibrant place already now. Theatre is back. It's bounced back very beautifully. Look, if there's theatre, look, unless you don't go to National Theatre, it's there. Theatre is living now.
To keep up with the buzz and excitement, the playwright believes more quality productions are needed to sustain the interest in theatre in Ghana.
The thing is now we're trying to make sure that it doesn't die off again, like we sustain this energy and it keeps going up and up and again. So that's by doing that, more productions, more quality productions. I want to say that quality is very important. We're also looking at the consistency of it, and then the storytelling, the type of stories we are telling. And then we also, in developing, we also start building synergies with other people, not just Ghanaians, call other African countries, come together, do a theatre show here that can, I'm a proud believer of exportable theatre. I feel like we should be able to create theatre that we can can go everywhere with like, oh, we're showing in Nigeria this theater, we're showing in Togo in this, or like that. So it is living now. Let's just keep pushing it and see where we can go with it.
In honor of the late playwright Professor Amata Edu, Fifi Coleman is set to thrill theatre lovers with his latest play, The Dilemma of a Ghost, at the National Theatre.
20 years coming down, you know, The Dilemma of a Ghost. It's also one of the books that has a huge international appeal for African studies in all universities outside the country. This is one of the books that they all study. So I needed people that can actually relay this message believably enough. So I don't have to call a small boy and make him old to play an older woman role, all of those sorts. So that informed who I pick to be part of this play. If you know this book, if you've read it before, you're a student, you're out there, you want to see the play that you've been reading actually enacted on stage by all these stars, just pass to the National Theatre, just come sit, come enjoy it.
All right, and so now let's talk about some date rush, because this Saturday all roads lead to the Pleasant Gardens in Jolu for the biggest pool party, which is the Date Rush Pool Party. And the 3 Entertainment team were at the venue earlier today to give you a sneak peek of what to expect this Saturday.
Event of the season, it's the Date Rush Pool Party, coming to you live on Saturday, 8th July.
This Saturday, the best place to be is the Pleasant Gardens inside Jolu. Well, if you haven't heard, the Date Rush Pool Party is happening this Saturday and tickets are selling very fast. But we're here to bring you some exclusives of how the place looks like and all the things you get to enjoy when you come for the Date Rush Pool Party. And as you can see behind me, this space is just for our beach lovers. You want to have a feel of the beach right here. The sand is just like it is at the beach, and the space is extremely big for all your activities. You want to have fun, you want to party and have a great time with your friends right here at the Date Rush Pool Party. It is possible because the space is extremely big. Also, there are cabanas all over, but you have to make a reservation for the cabanas. But to get in here, you have to pay a cool 50 Ghana cedis, and the short code is *713 *33 *25#, and then you get your ticket and you will be here on Saturday to have fun. And so come with us, let's take you around to see how the place looks like. So we have our head of events right here at Media General, and he's actively been making sure that when you come here on Saturday, you have the best of, you know, fun and everything that a pool party has to offer. Nana Kwejo Adut.
Listen, I can't wait for Saturday. We're at this for a number of weeks now. As you can see, the place is getting ready, and by Saturday when people come through here, they're going to see, have a very beautiful experience, as with performances, the ambience, the food, the drinks, and the DJs and everybody that we are putting together. And so, like I said, this is the time we are getting the Date Rush contestants closer to the viewing public. They've been watching you guys on TV for the last 6 months, and we are doing this to get them closer to them, get to know them, interrelate with them and all that. And so that's the whole point for this Date Rush Pool Party, crowning up the season of Date Rush in style. Coming through, make sure if you can swim, just come through with your swimming costume or your bikini or whatever you want to use to swim, because it's open. We want to swim, have fun, and enjoy the whole day.
And now we are for the entertainment news segment. See you on Saturday. My name is Anita Ikia Ekufu. Have a good evening.
A suspected gas leak in South Africa has led to the death of 17 people, according to local officials. The victims, including 3 children, died from gas inhalation at an informal settlement in Boksburg, east of Johannesburg. Police and forensic investigators have said the scene of the toxic gas leak is still active and have advised people to stay clear of the area. Wednesday's leak has been linked to illegal gold mining in the area. Gases are often used by illegal gold miners, known locally as Zama-Zamas, to extract gold from soil stolen from abandoned mine shafts. One of the gas cylinders was found leaking in Boksburg, densely populated Angelo Shanti town. The victims were found within 100 meters radius of the scene.
Well, before we go, remember to brush your teeth before you go to bed this evening and tomorrow morning when you wake up from bed with either Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, Pepsodent Charcoal, Pepsodent Herbal, or Pepsodent Triple Protection, because with Pepsodent,
every smile matters indeed. And that's how we conclude News 360. Thanks very much for making a date with us tonight. For more news, you can log on to our website. It's www.3news.com. My name is Pa Kwesi Asare.
I am Portia Gabo. Good evening.